entire lives chasing wealth, believing that more money, bigger houses, and expensive possessions will make us truly rich. But what if everything we think could just be incorrect? We often forgot to ask a simple question: how happy we are. The success, richness, and the wealth really bought the real happiness in our life? Today's story is about a wealthy father who wanted to teach his son about their wealth by showing him poverty. But by the end of their journey, it was the father who learned the greatest lesson of all. Once upon a time, in a town filled with wealth and prosperity, there lived a very rich man. He had a big house with many rooms. He had servants who cooked his food and cleaned his home. He had big chariots, several acres of land, beautiful garden, and big house with all kinds of comforts. All kinds of comforts. This rich man had a young son whom he loved very much, but the father was worried. His son had everything he wanted. The boy had never seen how other people lived. The father thought, "My son should learn about life. He should know how blessed we are." So one morning, the rich man said to his son, "Come, son, we are going on a special trip. I want to show you something important." They traveled far from the city. They passed through green fields and small villages, sitting in their chariot. Finally, they reached a small village with only a couple of houses. The houses were small and made of mud and bricks. The families who lived there were very poor, but they welcomed the visitors with warm smiles. The farmer and his wife said, "You might be traveling from afar. You can stay with us. Our home is small, but our hearts are big. We can't give the comforts as like in the town, but we try to make you feel comfortable with what we have." For 2 whole days, the rich man and his son lived with this poor family. They ate simple food cooked on a wood fire. They slept on thin mattresses on the floor. They helped feed the animals and water the plants. The poor family had 4 dogs who played happily in the yard. At night, there was no lights, but the whole family would sit outside and look at the beautiful stars twinkling in the dark sky. A small stream flowed behind their house, making gentle music as it ran over the stones. The family shared their food with love. They told stories and laughed together. The children played simple games with sticks and stones. Everyone helped each other with the daily work. When it was time to go home, the rich man felt proud. He thought his plan had worked well. As they drove back to their big city house, he asked his son, "So, my boy, how was our trip? What did you learn from staying with this poor family?" The son looked thoughtful. Then he smiled and said, "Oh, Papa, I learned so much. Thank you for this wonderful trip." The father nodded happily. "Good, good. Now you can see how poor they are. You can be grateful for all that we have." But the son surprised his father with his next words. "Papa, I saw that we have many servants who work for us, but that family serves others with joy. We have one pet dog, but they have 4 dogs who love them. We have fancy lights in our garden, but they have thousands of stars lighting up their nights." The father listened with growing amazement as his son continued. "We buy our food from shops, Papa, but they grow their own fresh vegetables and fruits. We have a big swimming pool in our garden, but they have a beautiful stream that flows forever. We have high walls around our house to keep us safe, but they have loving friends and neighbors who protect them." The son paused and looked at his father with bright eyes. "Papa, thank you so much for showing me how poor we really are." The rich man sat in silence. His son had learned something, but not what the father had expected. The boy had discovered that real wealth is not about money or big houses or expensive things. Real wealth is about love, friendship, and a good bondings with people and nature surrounding us. It is about being content with what you have and sharing it with joy. From that day forward, the rich man and his son began to live a simple life. They started helping their neighbors. They spent time enjoying simple pleasures like watching sunsets and listening to birds sing. They learned that the richest people are those who have love in their hearts and friends by their side. It's true that wealth is one of the most important aspects of life. We can't live without money, house, job, or business. But we shouldn't forget other important aspects of life: family, love, peace, kindness, compassion, passion, and happiness. True rich is the one who equally treats all aspects of life, while the whole world is behind making money, buying properties, and increasing the wealth. We often mistake that true wealth is always be counted by money. But we often forget it lives in our relationships, our kindness, and our ability to find joy in life's simple blessings.
आपकी अलमारी में भी ऐसे कपड़े, बैग्स या शूज पड़े हैं जो आपने महीनों से यूज नहीं किए। सोचिए अगर वही चीजें
Our ability to find joy in life's simple blessings. Look around your life today. Do you have people who love you? Then you are the richest of all. The poor family in this story was rich in all the ways that truly matter. They had strong relationships, found joy in simple moments, lived in harmony with nature, and opened their hearts to strangers. While on the other hand, the rich man, despite all his possessions, was actually poor in the most important aspects of life. His wealth had built walls between him and people around. True wealth means appreciating what you have, building meaningful relationships, finding contentment in simplicity, and sharing your blessings with others. It means measuring your riches not by what you can buy, but by the love you give and receive, the peace you feel, and the joy you find in everyday moments. Don't wait until you have more money to be happy. Start being rich today by being grateful for what you already have, connecting deeply with the people around you, and finding wonder in life's simple pleasures. The real treasure is not what we own, but how we live and love. Now I want you to comment below. What makes you truly wealthy in life? Is it your family, your health, your friendships, or something else that money can't buy? If this story opened your eyes to a new perspective on wealth, please like and share this video so others can discover what real richness means.
What is true wealth? A life-changing story of true riches. Inspirational story. Long ago, in a kingdom famous for its magnificent palaces and bustling markets, there lived a businessman named Elias. People admired him because he owned hundreds of shops, vast farms, expensive horses, and mountains of gold. Everyone believed he was the richest man alive. But behind the walls of his grand mansion, Elias carried a secret. He wasn't happy. Every morning, he worried about losing money. Every night, he counted his treasures again and again. Even while eating delicious meals, his mind was filled with fear. What if someone steals my wealth? What if my business fails? What if tomorrow everything disappears? The more he owned, the less peace he felt. One afternoon, while riding through the countryside, Elias noticed an old traveler resting beneath a giant oak tree. The old man looked poor. His clothes were simple, and beside him sat only a walking stick and a small cloth bag. Yet he was smiling. Not just smiling, but smiling as if he had no worries in the world. Curious, Elias stopped his horse. "Old man," he asked, "how can someone with so little look happier than a man who owns everything?" The traveler looked up and replied gently, "Perhaps because I already have everything." Elias laughed. "You don't even own a proper house." The traveler simply smiled. "If you truly want to know what real wealth is, meet me tomorrow morning at Sunrise Hill." That night, Elias couldn't stop thinking about those words. The next morning, he climbed Sunrise Hill before dawn. The traveler was already waiting. Together, they watched the sun slowly rise above the mountains. Golden light spread across the valleys. Birds began singing. The cool morning breeze touched their faces. The traveler asked, "Tell me, how much did this sunrise cost you?" Elias smiled. "Nothing." "And yet," said the traveler, "it is more beautiful than the finest jewel." They continued walking. Soon they reached a tiny village. The first person they met was a baker who greeted everyone with a cheerful smile. Before opening his bakery, he quietly placed fresh bread outside the homes of elderly people who couldn't afford food. The traveler asked, "Do you think he is poor?" Elias hesitated. "He doesn't seem poor, even though he has little." Next, they met a young woman caring for her sick mother. She spent her days working, cooking, cleaning, and comforting her family without ever complaining. The traveler whispered, "Love is a treasure that grows each time it is shared." Later, they met a teacher sitting beneath a tree with a group of children. He owned only a few books, but every child listened with excitement. When class ended, one little boy hugged the teacher and said, "Thank you for believing in me." The teacher's eyes filled with tears. The traveler turned to Elias. "That hug is worth more than a chest full of gold." As evening approached, they rested beside a quiet river. The traveler picked up an empty clay cup. "What makes this cup useful?" he asked. Elias answered, "The empty space inside." The traveler nodded. "Our lives are the same. If our hearts are filled only with greed, there is no room left for gratitude, kindness, peace, or love." Those words settled deep inside Elias's heart. For the first time in years, he realized he had been collecting riches while losing the things that mattered most. He remembered missing his daughter's birthday because of business. He remembered ignoring his aging father. He remembered canceling family dinners to attend meetings. His mansion had become bigger. His heart had become smaller. That night, he couldn't sleep. Not because of worry, but because of regret. The next morning, Elias made a decision that surprised everyone. He shortened his workdays. He spent evenings with his family. He visited old friends. He helped struggling farmers rebuild their fields after storms. He built a school where poor children could study for free. He created a hospital that welcomed everyone, rich or poor. At first, people thought he had become foolish. "Why give away so much?" they asked. Elias smiled, "Because wealth grows when it improves someone else's life." Years passed. His businesses still prospered, but something far more valuable had changed. His home was filled with laughter. His children admired him. His workers respected him. His community trusted him. One winter evening, a young businessman visited Elias. "Sir," he asked, "what is the secret of becoming truly rich?" Elias led him outside. Snowflakes drifted softly through the night. He pointed toward the stars. "When I was young, I thought wealth meant owning everything. I spent years chasing money. But one day I discovered something. The richest people are not those who have the most. They are the ones who need the least, appreciate the most, love the deepest, and give without expecting anything in return." The young man listened carefully. Elias continued, "Money can buy a house, but not a loving home. It can buy medicine, but not good health. It can buy a clock, but not more time. It can buy luxury, but not peace. It can buy attention, but never genuine love." Years later, when Elias grew old, people no longer remembered him as the kingdom's wealthiest businessman. Instead, they remembered him as the man whose generosity changed thousands of lives. And when he passed away, the streets were filled with people. Not because they hoped to inherit his fortune, but because they wanted to honor a man who had taught them the greatest lesson of all. True wealth is measured not by what you keep, but by what you give. Not by the size of your bank account, but by the size of your heart. From that day on, parents in the kingdom told their children, "If you want to become truly rich, collect kindness instead of pride, gratitude instead of greed, friendships instead of possessions, and love instead of luxury." because these are the treasures that never lose their value. True wealth is not found in money, fame, or possessions. It is found in good health, loving relationships, inner peace, gratitude, kindness, and the positive difference we make in the lives of others. The richest person is the one whose heart is full, whose mind is peaceful, and whose life brings hope to those around them.